Dirty tangled wires lay on the floor. These seem like the least efficient way to make any kind of connections. We're probably going to have to use them. What's going on down there? Something shorted the main breaker and everything switched over to auxiliary. Oops. Try not to wreck the node before you get what you went down there for. Oops. Server should give you access to some of the node's systems. Logging to link server 277 Gamma. Welcome to Links. Authentication needed. Please use biometric reader to log in. That's not happening. Abstain. Alright. Data transfer arm. Okay, so there's got to be a position we need to put that in. Let's play around with the cassettes first. These aren't the cassettes you need, so don't touch. Okay. You have no idea what tampering with them could ruin. So we don't need those cassettes either. Well then, how do we... Wait, what's this? Random graphs and diagnostics being tracked. Loose hanging wires, be careful. Can't tell if they're active or not, but it isn't worth finding out. Alright. List of things to check to make sure that everything is running okay. They said that you should make sure that all of the screens say okay before leaving the node. He said something about opposite side of the wall, but there's no way to get to the opposite side of the wall. Alright, high voltage in the area. Don't touch any live wires. Dedicated is going to be using the links panel to control the utility arm. Okay. Oh wait. It's holding. It looks like it's holding that cassette up top there. Let's do that. Haha! I did that by accident. I just didn't realize it was holding something up there. Nice job. Here we go. I'm in. I'm going to put some more pressure on them to move the data now and see if we can't slurp it right out of this network trunk. You would have thought someone would have noticed and decommissioned this access node when the neighborhood went to hell, but this mouse is happy to play while the cat is away. Why is this place usable for us anyway? Way back when I was a youngin', when I first hacked into Parallax's network, I mostly did it to make a point, yeah? They were just about to launch the MeshNet system, and I wanted to show the whole darn world that their security had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Of course, I wasn't too shy about poking in a few more holes of my own devising while I was there. After putting in some more tricky software backdoors, I went ahead and deleted this access node off the maintenance schedule. Oh! Then I reassigned the guy who was supposed to keep an eye on it to a different location. They were in the process of buying up a whole gaggle of these nodes in preparation to set up a private network for themselves to use after the MeshNet got up and running. Really confident of them, you know? Most of the software holes have been patched out as they've upgraded the network. This whole place is just as forgotten as I left it. Why would they move the data? Ah, well, I've been hitting every port in the network to one of their data centers I can find with a botnet-driven directed dial service stack. They ain't likely to do much, but toss in a few attempts to crack the firewall and their VI start shitting bricks. Standard procedure for them to move their sensitive data to a different center through a secure hardline in case the attacker actually gets in. Make enough noise and it'll scare them enough into taking some defensive action, which is where we want them. Let us know when you're done. Y'all just hold tight. I'll be done with this lickety-split. Uh-oh. That's not a good face. Oh, God. Oh, Turing. I'm so sorry. What is it, Tomcat? What did you find? Oh, he's dead as dicks. He's gone, Turing. Of course he's gone, Tomcat. That's why we're here. Shit. I mean, he's gone, Turing. Hayden is dead. What? Well, that obviously isn't right, Tomcat. Why would they kill him? Can you send me the relevant files? You must have missed something. Okay. If you're sure. I found a security cam video from the hallway outside the apartment. Looks like he started to struggle when they got him out the door and one of the kidnappers shot him. I also found some chatter about the botched raid on some darknet channels. I'm so damn sorry. Well, that's not the twist I was expecting. Thank you for your assistance in this matter, Tomcat. Nakobun? I think I'll walk back to your apartment. I need some time to run some calculations about this new scenario. If you'll excuse me. Should you follow him? Turing will be okay. If you say so. I'm going to keep digging through this data until they kick me out of the system. I'll try to find some kind of lead on why this whole thing started in the first place. Isn't much of a bright spot, but it seems like they aren't looking for Turing anymore. Maybe it's time to call it quits. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. We got at least 2 more chapters, so it's not time to call it quits. Maybe 3 more chapters. I thought we were done chapter 2. Nakobun. Turing. You know, Hayden was a brilliant programmer, far ahead of his time. I am a machine, and intrinsically I do not have all the glands and visceral chemical reactions that make humans so emotional and brilliant. But his code is a flawless replication of that inside my own personality algorithms. I don't think I've ever felt this anger. It fouls my processor and fills my RAM with frustrating half-finished plans of revenge. I am sick with rage. Robot's gonna murder a mucka. What's up, Valiard? I do not like the thoughts I'm having about the people who did this to him, Nakobun. Can you turn them off? I could. I can disable those modules. But I'd be less than myself, and that seems too easy. If I were human, turning off my emotions would be seen as extremely unhealthy. There's a wealth of information on the meshnet about human psychology. I just don't know how much of it applies to myself. Either way, Hayden deserves my grief. It's my way of honoring him. Maybe the only way I can. I offer it freely. Did you see the jade plant? Its death is unfortunate, but fitting. Yet another thing to be guilty for. I think there's a way you can save the plant, but I didn't do it, obviously. Will you keep helping me, Nakobun? I need you. To find the bastards that killed my progenitor. I need to finish this. I don't know what I'll do afterwards, but I need to see this through. Find them and the truth, Turing. The truth? I'm not so sure it matters anymore. Hayden's dead, and no amount of truth will bring him back. But I guess you're right. Knowing the whys and wherefores will bring closure to this. I could use a measure of closure. I think for now we should keep knowledge of Hayden's death between you, TOMCAT, and I. It may give us an edge if the people we seek don't know how much we've already discovered. You should rest today. You likely need sleep, and I need some time too. I need some time. We'll talk after you've had some time to rest. Oh, it's forcing me to sleep. But then I can menu. Good morning, Nakabun. I trust you slept well? I'm fine. What's the plan for the day? Unfortunately, we've just run out of leads. Perhaps TOMCAT was able to find something of use to the Parallax's network while they were inside. I'm sure they did. I hope so, but I feel a little bad for relying on them as much as we do. Always going so far for Hayden. They must have been so close. They must have been close. Oh, speaking of them, incoming call from TOMCAT. Forwarding video and audio. Morning, Nakabun. Turing. How you doing, hon? I'm fine, TOMCAT. Thank you for your concern. Well, okay. Just say the word if I can help out in any way, you hear? Of course. In fact, I was hoping you might have a lead for us to start working at. Otherwise, we're down to canvassing Hayden's address book and seeing if any of his contacts have an idea about who might have had a desire to target him. But that's just fishing in the dark. Well, I pulled a fair amount of data from the Parallax server before they managed to kick me out. It'll take me a while to go through it. A lot of it is unrelated. TPS reports, maintenance logs, all kinds of internal documents that might be interesting to another corporation, but about as useful as dirt to us. So no, I don't have as much as a whiff of a trail on the people who did this. But I did get a strange request from a friend of a friend, if you know what I mean. Someone has been manipulating the reports of a news outlet by the name of Augmented Eye. Seems like the head of network security there has been asking around for cybercrackers to help figure out how their articles are getting changed. The original files on their servers are untouched. Not a thing wrong with them. But when you view the set from outside the network, some things are changed around. Word here, a phrase there. Nothing to really foul up the article big time, just enough to spin the meaning. It's gotta be some kind of man-in-the-middle attack. So with deep access to Parallax's meshnet is changing what's being shown. Bad stuff. Ain't sure if it's related, but maybe y'all can head down to the main KCOB offices and try talking to the gal that runs Augmented Eye. Her name is Zen. I ain't got the time or the desire to stick my nose into that far out for a friend of a friend, but it seems like your kind of deal, Nakabun.
Does seem to be a bit of a stretch.
But if we have to wait for you to work on the data we've collected anyway, I'd be happy to look into it. Alright, I'll pass word along that y'all will be in some time today to stick your noses in. And I'll send you all word as soon as I get anything worth hunting down.
Excellent. Thank you, TOMCAT.
We are grateful for your continued assistance. No problem, Turing. Are you sure you're going to be okay? Maybe we should take a little more time. Nakabun could probably handle this one solo.
I said I was fine. Thank you for your concern, but I am fine.
I process events faster than humans, and I do not need to be badgered. I have already handled the reality of Hayden's death. It's time to move on with the investigation. Okay. I didn't mean to lean on you, dear. Just let me know if you need anything.
Of course. I apologize for my tone, TOMCAT. We'll be in touch.
Alright. Later, Turing. Nakabun.
Okay, we have a lead, however tenuous.
I've highlighted the COS IO Court office building on your map. Also, while we were talking to TOMCAT, I received an email from Dr. Fairlight. Displaying. Greetings, Nakabun. I hope you will forgive me for a text-only message, but I had a moment of quiet while undergoing my treatments and am not presentable for a video call. Still, I wanted to let you know of an idea I had while looking into the circumstances of our mutual acquaintance's disappearance. I have not yet had any luck with my contacts inside Parallax, but I was reminded of an old friend by the name of Melody Flores, who may know more about the nature of Hayden's research. She is the owner of Flower Cybernetics, and Hayden has been known to work closely with them on projects involving the intersection of parallaxes systems and the implants that Flower designs. Now, I cannot give you an introduction myself. Melody and I had a falling out and are no longer on speaking terms. But perhaps the intrigue of Hayden's little robot would get you entry into her home. I hope this lead serves you well. If you need anything else from me, I will be in the hospital room where we met for the next few days. You might not think of me as the type for a public hospital, but I like to keep it close to the city. I will send word if I have any other insights or discoveries. Your friend, Dr. Yannick Farlight.
Interesting. I had no knowledge Hayden ever working with Flower Cybernetics, but now I'm starting to understand how little I really knew about his research. Maybe this melody can reveal more about the purposes of my construction? Hayden must have kept my development secret for a reason. Hopefully we can talk our way in. I have highlighted Melody's home on your map. Okay, we can now either follow TOMCAT's lead to KCOB or Fairlight's lead to Melody's home. Up to you where we go first.
We go to the save menu first. This whole lot just happened. And I'm starting to fade. Oh, consciousness wise. Oh, we'll probably wrap at 12. Bip. Back to work. Okay. Still paperweight. It's dead. Rip. Dead plant. I don't want to go map. So we've got K-Cob or Flower Mansion.
Here we are, Nicobud.
The COS IO Core office building. Oh.
It looks like most of the businesses on this block are part of the same corporate coalition under COS IO Corp.
Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely that they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles.
Not impossible, but unlikely. How so?
Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories with an emphasis on hybrid and cybernetic rights and issues. None of the other companies from the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source.
Can you tell me more about these coalitions?
In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt. A poor national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services. They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke. No police, no road work, complete public service collapse.
That's bad.
Then one of the smaller cities sold all their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to private corporation. This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it. They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations. Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant going turf war, with one side wearing the uniforms of the studio and police forces.
I'm listening.
Cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition. It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the MeshNet is so successful over normal cable networks. After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt. But at least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs all the parts of the city. That can't be said for some areas of the state.
I didn't realize things were that bad elsewhere. Why hasn't the federal government stepped in?
I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer, Jacobin.
That's a good thing to say when talking about politics. Don't pull stuff out of your ass.
If I go by the posts people make on the mesh net, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure.
People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy up their own towns on a national scale and are pumping money to Congress to try and make that happen. They hold up the OSF as an example of their success while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation if you're willing to believe my hasty readings of the subject. Fair enough, thanks for filling me in.
You're welcome, Jacobin. I am happy to assist.